Hello everyone, welcome to another of my weekly review of all 6 major forex or currency pairs. But before I proceed with that, please visit my Patreon page at www.patreon.com/traderben and be my Patreon. And also, please subscribe to my Twitter. Please follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/forextraderben. Alright, with those out of the way, let's proceed to my review of the 6 major pairs. Let's start with the Aussie US dollar. It's still on a major downtrend since February this year. Let's see if it has bottomed out already. I have marked the major supports for this. By the way, I'm using lines now, horizontal lines, but these are actually zones. But for the purposes of clarity, I think it's it's better if I use lines for now. But remember, support and resistance lines are not really specific. Support or resistances are not specific lines, but are actually uh, a narrow range of price. That's why they are zones. But for my analysis, it's neater if I just use lines for them. Okay, it, it seems to have reached a major support line. Let's mark the other near support and resistance lines for the pair. And therefore, what I will be looking for this current this upcoming week is that this may go on to to reach the support again and then probably bounce back on a counter trend upswing of the downtrend channel, or it might just as well wait for a while. It might just as well go back to the resistance line, which was a current former support, and from then might bounce down in continuation of this downtrend channel. If you look at it from the 4 hour time frame, all right, we see this. Hmm. We see an intraday support line at around 0.70941. This is actually a support zone, which is why I am waiting for either this to go back here and then go back to the resistance zone, and let's see what it does at that point. It may go down again, or it may breach this intraday support and just go straight down to this big uh, support level on the daily. All right, there. Hmm, what happened there? Okay. All right. So there you have it for the following week for the Aussie dollar pair for a while. Same for the 1 hour chart. I'm waiting for a few possibilities. We have some possibly good trades here. Let's see the range of these possible trades. If this bounces off this intraday support, that's around 68 pips, and if it breaches the support and reaches the next major support, that will be around 58 59 pips, which is very good either case. Anyway, those are the possible options which I'll be looking for this coming week for the Aussie dollar. Alright, let's move on to the pound dollar. Okay, the pound dollar is on an upswing, trend since around August 14, August 15, since it reached this level of support. It's actually a major level since price has reacted to it a few times in the past. Here, 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 and also of course the most recent one here. And I've also marked levels in which price also have reacted quite a bit in the past. That may be relevant to where we are right now. Which means that on an intraday chart, I'm sorry if the charts are a bit lagging at this time. I don't know. I don't know what happened with my trading view, but it seems to be delayed by a bit when I try to access it at this time. Anyway, let's proceed. What? Why can't I delete some things? Sometimes the charts are frustrating to me. Alright. What I'm waiting for these next few days is for the price to either go up and reach the upper trend line again, somewhere around here, or what may also happen is that the price may eventually breach this trend line. If that happens, then we are in for some big down moves, some big fall for the Aussie dollar pair if that happens, right? So those are the two things which I'll be waiting for this coming week. Let's see the hourly chart. As you all know, anything can happen in Forex, and it's actually pretty good if we are on a level that opens up those possibilities, and we are exactly on a level wherein we just wait and see what comes next. In this level, either we wait for a breach of this 2-month-old trend line for a possible reversal to the downside, or we wait for some price action which will tell us that the uptrend is continuing, right, for the next few days or weeks. So we are here at this stage, and those are the things which I'll be waiting for this coming week for the Aussie US dollar. Okay. Okay, next euro, US dollar. Let's go to our daily charts again. The euro Aussie, no, euro, euro Aussie, euro US dollar is still consolidating at this point. We are in a consolidation. Let's draw this big rectangle. Yeah, there you go. After this big downtrend last April to May. And the thing with the despair right now is that it has just breached this support levels, and we can see a possible down channel forming until we possibly reach this level of support, which means that for this pair next week we'll also have a few options for intraday trading. Let's look at the 4-hour chart. Yes. Okay. We can either look at this as a down channel and see if it comes back down to the support levels, or it's we can also wait for this to see if it comes back to this range. Right, again we are at a point where these possibilities are both are can we are at a point where these possibilities can happen either way, and it's just up to us to wait and see what happens this next few days. And as always with trading, you act on what you see. Alright, so that's it for euro US dollar. And then now we come to US Canadian dollar. Let's look at the daily chart. Okay, we are on a bit of a down channel here ever since June. Okay. Our major support levels around this point, we are up actually there at this moment, at this resistance level, I mean. And then we have another one here, touch multiple times. Okay, there's also a bit of a support resistance zone around this level. Okay, so we're here right now. Let's see how it looks on the intraday charts. Okay, we are also on a very good point at this moment. We can either wait for this to blow out of this, to break out or blow out of this down channel and continue in a reversal, or we can see if this breaks this intraday support and go back down to this more major support levels and see if it continues back down to the lower trend line. In that case, what will our rewards be? If we trade from here, that will be around 130 pips. That will be a good trade for me. So which means I'll be waiting for the reaction either on this at this breakout point. If it does on this level around 1.132, or on this intraday flip zone, and if it breaks down, then there is a possible trade for us with a reward of around 100. What is that? Around 130 pips. A big trade. Alright. I think in the 1 hour that also shows a similar, yeah, of course. Just a more a more detailed view of what we can see from those charts. So we're also at a point where there are two possibilities. We just have to wait and see which one the market will go on to do this next few days, or this coming week. Right? That's it for USD Canadian dollar. US. Let's move on to USD Japanese yen. Okay. The USD Japanese yen has been on an uptrend for a while. We've had this parallel channel for some time now. Let's mark the levels of support and resistance. Support or resistance. Levels which have been touched a couple of times. You have one there. This is the nearest one we have. And then here. There. Touched here, touched there, touched there. And then where we are currently at right now, is there one? I think just a minor one here. Touch there. Yeah. Intraday one. Alright. So again, we are at a good level wherein we can wait for possibilities again where the market will move to this coming week. On the 4-hour chart, you can see that we are on an upswing after this downtrend, which means we are now in line with the bigger trend, which means that if I were to take a trade next week on this pair, I would wait for it to react to this level of previous support and resistance, and see if it continue up to the bigger resistance at 114.5. How many pips will that be? Let's see. Kind of big. 150 pips. That's good for me. If, on the other hand, it bounces off from here and tries to go back down on a counter trend, that will be around 130 pips. Good either way. Which means that for me, the key is to wait for the reaction on this intraday support and resistance level at around 113. Alright, that's it for the US dollar Japanese yen. Let's move on to the US dollar Swiss franc. Daily levels, daily charts. Oh, there's a bit of an uptrend for the last few weeks. But are we nearing a major support level, major resistance level? I mean, let's see. Yes, we are. Okay. Which means for this upcoming week, what I will do. There is a delay again in the charts. Come on, come on. There. What I will do is I will wait for the price to reach this level of resistance and see if the action confirms a bounce of that to reach the support again at around 0.986. That's around 110, 112 pips, or wait for it to breach 0.9975. But the thing with this is that we're actually near a big psychological level, the level at 1.000. Let's mark that here. 1.000. There. Which means, for me, I would rather wait for if it breaks 0.997 level, I will rather wait for it to break this peak at around 1.005. I would hesitate to trade between 0.99 and 1.005 because these are the zones. This is the zone which will probably have a lot of indecision coming on. This is for me uh, a very strong psychological range. But if price does indeed break through, we have a bit of a reward. Around 50 pips. And if it breaks again that one, we'll have another one here, another big level upcoming here, maybe in the next few weeks or so. But then the biggest reward is when it breaks this level at 1.017, because if that happens, our next level already will be at 1.03, which is around 170 pip reward. Right? So those are the things I'll be waiting for next week for the USD CHF or US dollar Swiss franc. I'll be waiting for it to probably bounce off from the 1.0 level. But if it continues on and breaks these psychological levels at 1.0, then I'll be waiting at around 1.017 levels, because that will be the point wherein we'll have a very significant open space, so to speak, or clear skies, so to speak, of around 170 pips. That will probably not happen within the next few days or weeks even, which means I would probably be more keen on waiting for this reversal back to support levels. We'll see. Right, that's it for USD CHF. And finally, let's move on to the NZD USD pair, New Zealand dollar, US dollar. USD. I know. NZD USD. Okay. As you notice, the US the NZD USD pair is almost uh, is almost a reflection of the Aussie USD pair, because the Aussie dollar and the New Zealand dollar are very closely correlated. They're almost, the graphs are almost the same. We've been on this down channel for a while now. And let's mark the levels of support or resistance. The charts are kind of slow. Okay. Oof. This level of support has not been hit since January 2016. Alright, and then it must be a strong level for the price to, you know, to bounce off that again. Other levels that we should mark, let's see. Flip zones here, couple of there, multiple hits there. Right, those are the closest SNR zones for now. Let's see. Again, we are on a very pivotal level for this pair here. On the intraday chart, I will wait for this. I will wait for the reaction around this level, because it is a confluence of the trend line resistance and the horizontal resistance at around 0.659 or 0.66 level, and see if we can have a move back down to support levels. If that happens, we have a big reward of around 180 pips or so. On the other hand, and this is the less likely to happen given the move these last few months, is a breakout from this resistance level and upper trend line to the next resistance level at around 0.67, or that would be a 125 pip move. So again, we are on a level wherein we must wait. We must wait for the price action to tell us where it wants to go these coming days or these coming weeks. All right. Those are what could be happening next week for the six major pairs. And as you can see, all of the 6 major pairs are at levels wherein there are interesting possibilities for trades next week. All right, guys, that's it for my weekly wrap up and outlook for next week's trading for the 6 major pairs. And again, don't forget to visit my Patreon page and become a Patreon if this video is useful to you, and also follow me on Twitter. Okay, guys, let's have some nice trading next week, and you will hear from me again next week for my review of the six major pairs again. Thanks, everyone. Have a nice weekend.